Welcome to the Nehemiah Entrepreneurship Community Podcast. I'm your host, Patrice Gay. I'm here today with Debra Schlaht. Debra, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Patrice. It's great to be here with everyone.
Well, today's topic, we're going to talk about the Nehemiah International Business Plan Competition. We're dealing with Biblical Entrepreneurship 2020 International Business Plan Competition. And so, Debra, we brought you in studio because we're now, the next several weeks is going to be Nehemiah Week 2020. And so we're beginning to focus on the competition, which is a major highlight every year around Nehemiah Week. But Debra, before we get into our topic today, I thought was important for our audience to understand kind of what you do. This is your 11th year with the ministry. Congratulations, first of all. It's these days, a decade is like 100 years in any organization, right? People don't laugh that long
anymore. Yes, it is. But what a pleasure and a blessing it's been, Patrice. So thank you for keeping me around.
Yes. So share with our audience a bit about what you do, so they can understand why we thought having you here for this would be important. First, a little background about Debra. Debra is both a certified training coach. She comes from Bank of America. Before she was with Nehemiah, she had retired from Bank of America and then had her own coaching practice. And then from there, joined us, and she's been with us ever since. Debra is our director of training and coaching. Also, she's a partner and in an elite coach with Kingdom Business Coaching, a master coach, actually. She coaches her and I, both certified coaches and trainers. What's unique about Debra is she used to run the USB program, and then I asked her to lead the international program. And at that time, international was a thorn on our side, wasn't it?
Boy, it was. It was something that, well, we didn't have real capacity, Patrice, to really help our international program, but it was a financial drain, but and we didn't really serve them as well as we could have. And so that was a great start. You know, at the time we talked about this, is that we were a U.S. company that did business internationally. And boy, has that changed over the years.
That has changed indeed. And you helped to change that. So, Debra, tell me about that moment when you took over the international program, the evolution of that as we get into what you do today.
Well, you know, in looking back at that, what a great opportunity, although I have to say I didn't think so at the time. And I really wasn't sure. I thought I was the least likely person to work with our internationals because I had no travel experience. I didn't speak other languages, but that it gave me a real opportunity to provide the support that our international programs needed and deserved to have. And, you know, it was releasing. That's my word this year, release and let go. It was about releasing the U.S. to another team member and focusing on what we needed to grow our international program. And it's been exciting to see the differences that have been made in those programs, the growth that's happened. Now we say that we are an international company located in the U.S., which really is an indication of the momentum that we've had over the last about 5 or 6 years. It has given me an opportunity to travel, to meet people, go places that I would never have expected that I would. It's just been a real blessing for me, Patrice.
Wow. Among all the countries, Debra, that you've been, which one would you say is your favorite, and why?
Oh, that's not a fair question, Patrice. They're all my favorites. They are all my favorites whenever I'm there and whoever I'm talking to. My first trip was to Haiti, and I enjoyed it very much. It was quite a cultural shock, but I made so many great friends there. Made a number of friends in Africa, many of the countries, Kenya and Tanzania. And of course, those who come to visit us during Nehemiah Week from Zimbabwe and Congo and Cameroon and others. We've had a chance to go to Malaysia. I loved visiting Penang and all the people there. One of the highlights for me is going to Ukraine, where we were able to celebrate the 10-year anniversary for the Center for Success. My family my grandparents came from that region, and so that was a real blessing. I love going to Mexico and being with the Mexican people. So, like I say, who am I talking to at the moment? That's my favorite.
Awesome. So let's talk about the role you play today, and we should get into why we have you in studio today. So, by the way, if you have a question for Debra, conversation, we're going to be talking about the International Business Plan Competition, Nehemiah Week 2020, with Debra Schlaht, because she kind of helps to organize this event each year. Debra, this is how many years is this organizing these international competitions?
I believe it must be about my seventh or eighth, Patrice.
Wow, wow. And so first, Debra, so let's talk about it. So first, what's your role today as director of training and coaching, and how this fit into your role?
As a director of training and coaching, it's my responsibility to ensure that we have the tools and support, training, certifications that are necessary for our directors and trainers to have in order to bring our programs to their networks and their communities. And so I get a chance to train alongside of our trainers, do the certifications, but also ensure that we have the necessary processes and tools that are needed to do the job. So it means working with our other teammates through our e-community, as well as through marketing and other finance and others, as a real collaborative team effort to ensure that we have the best programs that are available for our students to build their kingdom businesses. And part of that is doing the business plan competitions at the end.
Yes, yes. Well, before we get into the competition, let's talk about the certification. I mean, right now you have two certifications going on, a course certification and a trainer certification. So if somebody's watching or listening to this podcast, and they may say, "Hey, tell me a bit more about that." So what does it mean to be certified by Nehemiah Project?
Well, as a certified trainer, it means that you've walked through how to learn a little bit about Nehemiah, what our background is, our history. I think history is a very important piece that we all need to feel like we're part of that team and understand where we came from, some of the lessons that we've learned, successes that we've had, and how do you build that on to your ability to train other students in the material. So we go through each of the curriculum, talk about how to communicate that, how to help others to build their kingdom businesses, the skills and talents that we need. So if anybody out there has a desire to help other businesses to build a business plan and help them grow as a kingdom business that's focused on community impact, as well as having good business practice as an example in communities to not only fulfill the needs of the individual business person, but also their family and their community. This is a great way to take your skills and talents and put them to use.
What would you
Our
say?
coach certification.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Patrice. I was saying our coach certification is really for those who like to come alongside an individual group. Now that they have their plan, how do we help them to implement that plan, to grow it, and having our proprietary tools and processes that ensures that our businesses are growing from profitability through succession. And many people have a gift to do that. Business people that are ready to transition into another phase of their work life, as well as those who just are called to walk alongside. And so our certification program provides those tools. Right now, we're walking through the three keys: growth, excuse me, I said it backwards, relationship values and growth. And we're really understanding what that means. How does that impact to that organization?
Wow, wow. Awesome. So if somebody's listening or watching right now and they're wondering in their head, okay, what's the key difference between the certification Nehemiah provides versus traditional trainer or even coach certification from other organizations? What do you think the key difference is?
Is that we focus on a kingdom aspect as well as how to use our specific tools and curriculum. So there is many people have gone through other kinds of certification, but how do we use the things that we bring, our unique curriculum and processes? And that's what we focus on with that kingdom aspect, keeping God in place, and that other curriculums or other programs haven't do not do.
Is it one or the other?
No, it can be both and. We have many coaches that have gone through things like an ICF certification, which is enormously positive, and we want to partner with that. But again, how do we use our tools and look at our philosophy of coaching and coming alongside businesses? So it is it's an extension of what other certifications have done. We're just building upon it with our curriculum.
So, the reason I want to start this is because all the students that we're about to talk about, the entrepreneurs, they have a trainer that has trained them, and they went through the whole process to become certified. I mean, to qualify for the competition. So, with that, let's talk about specifically what role you play in helping in this process. Kind of talk to us a bit about, okay, how does it fit? How does what you do fit into this whole competition?
Well, we have standards that we've set, Patrice, for what makes a student's presentation or their summary business plan eligible to compete into the competition. So all of our students who graduate complete a business plan. They present it in front of their fellow classmates, and some of those in order to graduate. And there are standards that we look at. And some of them want to compete and be able to represent not only their class but their country, their region, and come to the international business plan competition. And I know we'll talk more about that in a moment. So my role is to ensure that all of our students have their plans are meet our standards, that they can stand up to any other competition that may be held anywhere else in the world, that it meets the needs for those who have an interest in investing in businesses, that they are meeting those standards within our timeline that we've given them.
Awesome. How are you, Christy? So Christy Robinson, actually, wow. So Christy Robinson completed her business plan, golly, over 15 years ago, one of the early students. And she just said, good to see you, Christy Robinson. Christy, I'd love to see you at Nehemiah Week this year. We're doing it online virtually. See how you can plug in. And Christy has gone to be an entrepreneur out of the North Carolina area. By the way, Christy, we're about to launch the Urban Initiative, Urban Impact. Charles Kears is based out of that area in North Carolina, and he's got a team that's really trying to take Nehemiah to the urban community. Love to see you plug in, Christy, with that. Christy is a dynamic biblical entrepreneur. Christy, let's catch up. Thanks for watching here today. So Debra, so what is the business plan, the international business plan competition for our viewers and listeners out there? What in the world is this? What is it?
Well, this is where at our Nehemiah Week that we bring the competitors who have not only won their local competition but their country competition. And this year this is the second year where we've had a regional competition that allows them to represent their region of the world, bringing their business plan in front of all of our members and network, those who are attending Nehemiah Week, to showcase their businesses. That demonstrates the power of biblical entrepreneurship, our program, and what it means to their businesses, and how they intend to grow, the impact that it can make in their community for the kingdom as well as for their community, and really showcase their business. as I said earlier, sometimes we have impact investors that are looking at these businesses and want to come alongside and help them either to grow or to lend their support.
It's funny as you're saying that. I'm thinking about so far we've invested over $2 million to businesses around the world. In the U.S., we've invested over $2 million of investments. And I think every investment we've made, as I'm thinking about it, have been entrepreneurs who were either won the competition in their country or at the regional level or at the international level. So it does make a difference in terms of going through the competition. And so
Mm-hmm.
so we have 5 regions, right? We have Africa, we have North America, we have US. I'm sorry, we have Asia Pacific, Latin America, and what did I miss?
Europe.
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 So Europe. So these 5 regions compete at the international competition. So
Yes.
but you're saying it starts in the classroom, right?
Yes, it does. So our trainers are spending, somewhere between 4 months or 10 months working with students as they go through the Biblical Entrepreneurship course and completing their business plan. At the end of class, as I said, in order to graduate, they give their 10-minute summary business plan in front of their students. Some of those decide that they would like to compete in order to qualify to be part of their country competition.
Mm.
And so all those classes winners come together. They present their plans in front of a panel of judges that select the winner that represents the country. And from there, that country winner then represents at their region. And again, we have a regional competition. The countries that represent in that region send their best of the best that have been chosen, and they represent their region at the International Business Plan Competition. And Patrice, one of the great things about the International Business Plan Competition is that our students those competitors are then eligible to win cash prizes. And that makes it interesting in addition to their eCommunity Diamond membership for a year. And those who attend the Nehemiah Week, they are able to attend at no charge.
Wow. So Deborah, I've either just signed up for a BE class or I'm thinking about signing up for a BE class in my country, my region, wherever I am. What must I do? And I want to qualify for 2021. I guess it's too late for 2020, correct?
Yes, it is. but
I want to,
we're making room for next year, so
yeah.
that's good.
So I
Yeah.
want to qualify for 2021. So what should I be mindful of? What should I do to prepare so that next year I'm among the contenders to be part of the international competition?
Yeah, I think one of the what we see with those who are part of the competition is that sign up for your class early and complete the homework as it's assigned. I think that's one of the best pieces of advice I can give, because that gives you an opportunity to build your plan and grow with it, so that when the time comes to put your business plan together, after you've completed principles, after you've gone through practices, now you're planning, putting all of that together into your business plan. And I would encourage people to get a coach. I think that having a Kingdom Business Coach allows you to utilize the best techniques and information and support that entrepreneurs need. And then practice, practice, practice. Practice your presentation, and make sure that you have articulated it in the best manner possible.
Wow, I love it. I love it. So, um, but one of the, because I think of Christy, by the way, Christy, would you share your experience? Christy, you've been through this process a while ago, and at From the Heart Church Ministries, where we were both members, and you went through and produced your plan. Kind of just share your experience, how that was for you back in those days. Of course, it's evolved much since then. But it'd be good to hear Chris's experience. By the way, if you're listening or watching this and you've gone through biblical entrepreneurship, and you've even competed or presented your plan, just share your experience. I would love to kind of share with our audience. So, Deborah, what are some countries who have won the competition? Give us some of the countries that have actually gone all the way to win the regional competition, and that's about some of the impact has been on them.
Sure. Well, we have some countries that have won multiple times, and that would include Madagascar and Ukraine. In fact, I think they sort of have a regional rivalry with each other over the years. And then last year, our Jamil from Mexico City was our winner. And he's going to be sharing his experiences at Nehemiah Week. So it's a great opportunity to register for Nehemiah Week and come to the business plan competition, because you'll hear him give his update about what that meant in growing his business. So, Patrice, I think that I'm going to share with one of the stories out of Ukraine, but, overall, what we see is those who compete in the competition, and especially those that have won, it carries back a certain amount of confidence in their ability to work with their businesses and to grow and have them thrive. It gives them recognition in their community, within the marketplace that they serve, that they have made this level of achievement. In 2018, our competitor Andriy from Chernobyl, Ukraine, came to Nehemiah Week and represented Ukraine and Europe. And at that time, he presented his all wooden business. He creates wooden toys. And since then, I went back to look at his remarks, even from just last year, that he was able to grow his business. He innovated and brought in new materials and new equipment. He grew his business 1.5 times and was anticipating it growing even more than that. He impacted his community by holding sessions for students to come and learn about woodworking and the skills that it needs. He had many interns and other students who wanted to learn this business, this craft. And most importantly, he went back to the Center of Success and helped other biblical entrepreneurs as they were asking questions about how to build their business plans, how to enter their marketplace. So he's had a tremendous impact there. Now, we know with COVID-19, Ukraine has been hit very hard, but that he and his wife have a tremendous drive and ability to bring their toys through internet marketing through many countries throughout the world.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. It's interesting that so you had the African continent and Europe kind of back, and then last year you had Latin America. One, but it looks like Asia and North America have not had a contender who won first place. Why is that, do you think?
Well, I think that there are some really great contenders that have come from the United States, but they face and we had last year Anna Maria Lowry from A&P. The year before that, we had Dean and Jane Blankenship from Hosanna Building Contractors. Mike Cross with his business here in with the homeless. Shelters and things that he does. Great businesses, had a tremendous influence on the marketplace, but they face kind of a uphill battle, because they're held, I think, sometimes to a different standard. They're expected more from them because it's implied that they may have some advantages that others do not have. And, you know, when we look at the competition is a combination of things. It's about capturing the hearts and minds of our judges. And so it's always hard to understand what how they come to their decisions, although we have score sheets and we have criteria that they follow. But that heart thing is sometimes harder to overcome. Now,
Wow.
Asia, we had a great competitor a few years ago, Schwen's with his bakery, and he had a fabulous presentation. We all thought he was going to be very strong. But one of the lessons that we've learned over time is how important translation is, and having someone who can translate adequately the answers to the questions that the judges have. So we've made some changes. We're updating. We're always innovating as well, to ensure that we have an even competition.
Wow. By the way, if you are watching or listening and you want to join us this year at Nehemiah Week so you can participate and support these entrepreneurs from around the world as they compete, but also be a part of Nehemiah Week, learn and grow and develop. This year is going to be digital because of COVID-19. Team, if you could put up a way for folks to register, thank you so much. Even on the Facebook or the social media pieces there, so that folks, if you want to join us this year at Nehemiah Week, just go to nehemiahweek.com, and there you are able to register for the event. By the way, I think today, right? Is today the 31st? Yeah. So today and tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day. Right now we have a COVID-19 special. So if you register for Nehemiah Week or any of our programs before July 1st, you get 50% off on top of your e-community discount. You get 50% off. So you want to do that today or tomorrow so you can take advantage of 50% off. Anyway, go to our website and learn more. So that's interesting. So Debra, somebody may be watching and saying, or listening and saying, wait a minute, that's not fair. Is it fair that because I come from a more developed country, or I'm viewed as maybe privileged, that those who do not, somehow the judges perceive them having give them a little advantage? What do you say to that?
You know, I've sat in every one of these competitions, the judges portions of it, and everybody is judged by the same criteria that they have to meet. I think that the judges do an excellent job. They come from government or church, business community. They've had experience, and they are choosing the very best that they feel is represents all the qualities of our competition of Nehemiah, and that will has the best opportunity for success as well as impact in their community. It's a subjective process, but I don't think that any of our judges are overtly leaning towards one over the other. They are impressed by all the competitors. They're just trying to choose the very best from those that are there.
It is tough being a judge, isn't it?
It is. You and I both judged. It is very difficult because you want everybody to win.
Yeah.
But it is a competition. And we've seen that those who've been disappointed in the past that they didn't win have gone out and have made great successes. It's like an impetus to make a great success out of their business.
Now, if I don't speak English, um, do I have a disadvantage for the competition?
Well, I would say that it has been. We've learned a lot of really tough lessons with the translators, and we've made some tremendous strides over the last few years. And I think this year we have some great translators that can communicate those stories. And we make allowances for time-wise so that the translation can occur. So no, I think that's what makes us a unique organization and a unique opportunities, because we are able to see as a global family that we have different ways of communicating, and how do we make allowances and a room for that.
Yeah, yeah. So if I'm watching or listening and I'm a trainer, a coach, or a city a director for e-community center, any of my partner, is there an advantage of my clients, students to go through the competition? Is there an advantage to my program? Could you speak to that a little bit?
Well, I think from a trainer or a community director position, I think it shows the caliber of program that you have, and it showcases what is coming out of your center or from the trainer, that they have produced a competition winner, whether it's a local competition or country competition, regionally or even internationally. This is a showcase where we show what not only what the program is, and opportunities that we're bringing, jobs that are being developed, and the impact that we want to have, and our hopes and dreams for the future. And so this is a way to showcase the kind of program that directors and trainers are producing, and the caliber that we have, that they are of a higher caliber, and their students are a product of that.
And this could also be, as I'm hearing you talk, a great marketing and promotional tool. Can it not? I mean, because if I'm
Oh,
producing winners out of my center trainer, I can use that to kind of help recruit students and clients. Would you say?
absolutely. And we would encourage at your competitions that you're inviting the public, that you are encouraging others to come and see what goes on, and what they can expect to have at the end of coming to one of our classes. We love to have those from government agencies, schools, universities, the church community. We've talked about urban impact, and have they come as part of our audience. We love to have support. It's always a joyous time. People have their favorites, they're rooting for them. It is a great opportunity for centers and trainers to showcase as well themselves. And you're right, Patrice, a great marketing opportunity.
So can they actually put it on their promotion? I mean, if I'm a trainer or coach, I would put on my marketing materials, produce two winners, two first place winners or second place winners or whatever. Because I mean, if students know that you have a history of producing, it's almost like that camp that's produced NBA star, that basketball camp or that football camp that's produced great football stars. I mean, that's a great thing to add to the promotion of your center or your classes.
I would say so. Last year out of North America, Wendy had competitors from Haiti, as well as the United States and Canada, all three of her countries. And her competitor from Haiti came in, was the second place winner at the International Business Plan Competition. That is a tremendous achievement, especially from a country that has a lot of challenges with that. That was a great opportunity for the country director, Tammy Furman, and the work that she did in helping prepare him. So, you're right, Patrice, that we can really promote and highlight the the successes that have come from our programs.
So with that, have you had winners that have surprised you? It's a competition where somebody won or a country won that you say, I didn't see that coming.
No, I'm gonna say no, I haven't, because I'm kind of intimately involved in the competitors and what they've done. I can think of one competitor that we had at international competition, from Madagascar, Malala, and I remember saying, "That is a powerhouse. She may not be very, uh, vocal, her voice doesn't always project, but she's a powerhouse woman." And while she just wowed the judges with her business, she was part of our GCAN, where she received I think she was one of our first to receive investment dollars. She's grown her wood business in Madagascar, has like over 40 employees, has repaid her loan, part of her loan, continues to grow. So from my standpoint, I get to see them. I think that oftentimes it can be a toss up, but I'm not ever surprised because I get to know our competitors and their businesses, and just impressed by each and every one of them.
Yeah, Malala has been impressive. I mean, she went on. She raised over $200,000, and she's been able to really grow. And it's been fun to watch how she's pivoted with COVID-19. And a matter of fact, we're gonna have her join us at one of the podcasts so we can talk about her story, an amazing story. So Deborah, if students, if contenders are watching this, whether they're looking to compete at a regional level, we'll talk about the region in a minute, or whether they're looking to compete at the international level, what tips can you give them as they prepare? Because they all want to win.
They
Africa
all
wants
want
to get the trophy back. Europe wants to get the trophy back. Asia or North America, Latin America. What are some tips you can give them as they prepare right now?
Well, I think there's some key pieces to their business plan that they present. And one of them is to clearly articulate their kingdom impact. Our judges are looking for that. How are you going to leave a legacy behind in a community that helps grow God's kingdom? So that's one area to really look at. The second area is to be able to talk about the structure of your business and how you plan to be successful. Being able to know your business and be able to share that. And that goes along with having very strong financial statements. This is one area that we've been working on in the last 3 years, and we've made some vast improvements to ensure that our students have a 5-year projection that is very strong, that's realistic, as well as forecast, a hopeful future. And then I think the third thing is that they look at their succession plan. What are they planning to do? How are they going to leave their business? And what does that plan look like? And then finally, I would say this: don't try to wing your plan. Don't think you can stand up and just start talking. You need to lightly script it and practice it over again so that you are succinct and that you stay within the time limit. So if you don't need a translator, that's 10 minutes. If you need a translator, it's 15. And be ready to answer the questions that the judges have about your plan.
Oh wow,
Be,
awesome.
be confident. It's tough. I know it's tough, but I know they can rise to those occasions.
Now this year is going to be digital. Again, if you want to register, sign up for Nehemiah Week this year so you can check out these business plan competition. Go to nehemiahweek.com. You can sign up and be a part. Deborah, so this year is going to be purely digital. So I'm a contender this year. How should I prepare differently to compete digitally versus the traditional way? Is there something else I should do different?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. We're going to have the competitors do their presentations and record them, because we all know that the internet and connectivity can sometimes be a problem, and we want everyone's story to be told. So be sure that you practice and record it, that you have a good presentation that you can share with us so that we can, if technology fails us, that we can still continue with your recorded session. The other thing is if you don't know how to use Zoom or other types of online connectivity, that you practice. And uh, usually we have practice sessions, a live practice session, so that the competitors can be familiar with the microphone and other techniques. But this year we'll be practicing using our online tools and being able to use the Zoom and other technology to ensure everybody knows how to bring up their presentation and be able to present.
Wow, awesome. I'm excited. I mean, this is incredible. So Wendy, Deborah, so in terms of the competition, let's talk about the impact impact that this have in the countries? We're in COVID-19, a lot of economic challenges that countries are facing. So, what kind of impact could this have in in the country? Our mission is to build kingdom businesses. So, talk to me the competition with the mission and how this helped facilitate that for a particular country or region.
Sure. I think one of the things is that that we've all had to learn through COVID-19 how to think differently, to be innovative, to look outside the box, to be more open to new ideas. And coming together, what I've seen entrepreneurs doing in their classes is coming together and being very supportive, working together on each other's business. We teach that we're not in competition, we're in completion. And I have never seen that happen more than I have over the last 4 months. That we want students want each other to win, and we recognize that we have an opportunity. That this opportunity for us to think differently, to offer our businesses differently, and how can we be innovative? We've seen it happen many times with previous competitions that we've had, where we've had some podcasts with some of our entrepreneurs that have taken this COVID-19, and rather than being defeated by it, that they say, how do I rise above that? How do I hear what God is saying and the opportunities He's providing to my business, and look and do things differently? And so this competition gives us an opportunity to look at it and be able to say, this is the way that we can be look at innovation. How can we look at how we can think of new ideas or new ways of delivery? What I also like about our competitors is they're also recognizing some of the impact of COVID-19 financially, and they're planning for it, and they're looking forward. And this looking forward is important in our communities because we're going to have other challenges. So how do we look forward and be able to overcome and stand on the word of God that He has a plan and a purpose for us, and that we just have to be ready to execute it?
So, with that, do you think that the contenders need to be prepared to answer the COVID-19 question, which is, what are your contingency plans in terms of looking at navigating this pandemic? And is that a question that most likely will come up from some of the judges?
I believe so, and one of the local competitions that we had in Kenya, that our competitors had built that into their financial plans, and they addressed it right up front. This is what we think the impact is going to be. This is how we're overcoming it, and this is what we think will be going ahead in 2020 as well as 2021. I think that for competitors to acknowledge it and to share what they think those plans are, what they anticipate, and how they're going to overcome it is going to be critical to anyone who is going to be competing this year, and I think next year as well.
So, with that, what's the key difference between? There are many competitions out there. What's the between our competition and other business plan competition?
Well, we focus on a quadruple bottom line, not only people, planet, and profit, because those are all critical to any successful business. But we take it one step further with the fourth component, which is eternity. And that's where we talk about our wilderness experience and how God prepared us for business. How we see our business having that kingdom impact I talked about earlier, as well as that succession plan. I think that is one component that makes us that sets us aside. Our business plans look at the scriptural element that really has influenced that business person as well. We also are as we think about our business plans versus the world's, I think that those are kind of the three components that I see as being additions to a standard business plan. I think our plans stand up because we also look at not only what was the story, the history of the uh, of the biblical entrepreneur. We look at what is their current plan, the business as itself. So the key components around marketing, finances, administration, and operations. And then our third point is what is to come. What is the vision and the succession plan? Key performance indicators. And I think that this is what makes us have a strong marketplace. And the competition allows for our biblical entrepreneurs to articulate clearly their business. They can share their business idea, their business plan in any setting, whether it's an investor, whether they're looking for new stakeholders, they're introducing it to their community through networking, and even to their employees to um, gain their support and their drive to help make the business a success.
Wow. So, Deborah, I'm convinced. I want to sign up. I want to come. What can I get out of it as an observer? A matter of fact, I had somebody who sent me a text last week that said, Patrice, I want to come check out the competition. And we also have an investment forum during the MI week where people stand up to present to raise money. They ask, okay, which one should I come to and why? So they wanted me to kind of help them to make a decision. So let's start with the competition. So why should I come as a person who's not presenting, and what can I expect to get out of it as an entrepreneur?
Well, I think there's several things as a member of the audience is that this is an encouragement where we can see God's hand in the marketplace, that we can encourage those entrepreneurs to continue to follow God's leading. It is also opportunity to mentor a business, a biblical entrepreneur. We all need help and support. We talk about entrepreneurs sometimes is the loneliest place to be. How do we come alongside and encourage, support, provide experience that can grow that business into a thriving, profitable, sustainable business that can go through the next 3 generations? So, as an audience member, I have that opportunity. If you have someone who is looking to start a business and they're not sure how to get started, this is an excellent way to begin that process of developing your business idea through our BE certificate program and other curriculum that we have, like Identity and Destiny, that can help you take that business idea and grow it God's way. As well as you might be encouraged to invest in someone's business, and this is an opportunity to put your dollars to work in a kingdom business that you are sure is following the principles and guidelines that are established for us through God's word.
Wow. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, this is incredible. So, as an attendee, it can inspire me for me to be able to build my own business, learn the best practice, hearing about other people. It can be a community where I can be a part of to help grow. I can also help mentor these entrepreneurs and invest in them, and I can also potentially be an investor. Those are some good stuff. Well, again, if you want to join us this year, Nehemiah Week, and be a part of the International Business Plan Competition, you want to make sure you register. Go to nehemiahweek.com, nehemiahweek.com. There'll be a video that will come up in a few minutes that will kind of give you a flavor of Nehemiah Week so you can be a part. So, Deborah, what countries? Oh, before I get to my last question, so we've got a regional competition coming up, and we're going to have some of the contenders up here. They'll talk to us about. We got Gabriel, I think, tomorrow, our Africa regional director. They'll talk about that a little bit more. But we have a regional. So, what can we expect? So, when is this regional competition? What can you expect from there? The Africa regional competition.
Wow. Africa Regional Competition, and this is going to be on Saturday, July 18th at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. That'll be 11:30 Eastern, and then wherever else you are in the world. We'll have a registration link, but it'll also be on Facebook Live so that you can participate. We have 3 great countries, 3 great competitors, 3 great country leaders that will be rooting for their competitor. So again, Madagascar, always tough. Madagascar is going to be there, and I hope I say the name right, Hariso. We'll have more information about their business. That'll be up on our website soon. We'll be representing Madagascar. And last year they came in, Madagascar was 3rd place in the International Business Fund competition. They'd had a number of 1st place, several 2nd place, always a tough competitor. From Nairobi, Kenya, will be Nina from the Mirama School. Nina is another tough competitor. I have to say, Patrice, she was part of a class that I co-taught with Frank Katanga, who was our country director and director from Nairobi. I don't have a favorite. And so she's going to be a real tough one. And I understand she's also competing, Patrice, in GCAN, or not competing, but presenting it at the GCAN for investors.
Yes, we're looking to raise money. We're going to help her do it too.
Yeah. So Nina will be there. And then from Kinshasa, DR Congo, Joshua, I hope I said his name, Joshua. Okay, I may have visited these places. I don't always have the pronunciation right, but he's going to be another great competitor. And I know, Patrice, you were working with him at one of the students that you taught. And so we have a great 3 that will represent. One of them will be representing Africa in August at Nehemiah Week. So we need everybody to come along, pray for them, encourage them, have your celebrations. We'll see who, during the competition, we'll see who everybody thinks is going to win. It's going to be fun, but whoever wins, the competition, we know that all 3 have won because they've got a kingdom business plan.
Amen. Hey, put on your calendar July 18th. Registrations are not up yet. They'll be up soon. Just email our office if you want to come. We'll make sure that we'll send you an email once the registration is up. So you can come. It's a free event. Come and support Africa, and come and hear these 3 dynamic businesses from Madagascar, from Congo, and the 3rd one you said was Kenya. As there, so it's 2 French country and then an English speaking country. So that's going to be interesting coming up. So Deb, so the winner will compete at the international competition. So what do you have coming up for the international competition? What are the countries that will be competing this year?
Well, we're expecting, we have one from Malaysia for representing Asia Pacific. I'm very excited to have them back in the competition. Mexico representing Latin America, and then Africa. And so I'm not sure about Europe. I still have a question about whether Ukraine will have a competitor this year. They always have someone that's competing, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right. North America?
Not this year that I've heard. So we haven't.
You have somebody from Canada who's competing with North America this year.
Oh, we do. Okay. So then we'll have that person from Canada.
Wow. So that's going to be interesting. So who do you think is going to win?
Whoever God puts his hand of favor on.
That was a trick question.
I know.
You can't be biased. You did good. Wow, this is awesome. So this is going to be great. So Mexico will be the keynote speaker, and they'll pass the trophy on to whoever's going to win. And of course, they would prefer to pass it on to Mexico. But we'll see. And then that'll be fun. Be a digital conference. So Debra, thank you so much for being with us. So Debra, you mentioned this, but the last question that I have for you right now, an entrepreneur is watching this, listening to this, and they want to know from you, Debra, okay, Deborah, whether it's what do I do? What are some guidance or advice you can give me to up my game as I prepare to win against COVID, as I prepare maybe to one day win one of these competition, or as I prepare to maybe raise capital through the Nehemiah Project Fund or to any other investment group out there? What are some advice you can give them?
Well, I think first of all, if you have a business plan, is it a kingdom business plan? If you need to take the course, the BE certificate course, check it out in your country or your city. We have great classes that are going on online right now. You can connect with any one of our trainers. If you don't know who to connect with, send me an email, Debra, Debra at nehemiahproject.org. I'll get you connected. The second thing then is to go through the components and ensure that your business plan has all the elements that it needs to be called a kingdom business plan. And excuse me, I think, as I said earlier, engaging a coach who can help you with the areas that you may be weak in and be able to provide you with the background and support that is necessary for you to have an excellent presentation, and then perfect your presentation. Practice, practice, practice.
I love it. Hey, whether you're competing this year or not, I do want to see you at Nehemiah Week or at the regional competition with Africa. So if you want to register for Nehemiah Week, go to nehemiahweek.com, nehemiahweek.com, and you can be a part this year and help support these entrepreneurs and participate in a great week-long conference. Deborah, thank you so much. You gave us lots of good information, and I feel if I wasn't planning on coming, I would sign up right now and come.
I can't wait to see and hear all the competitors. They have great businesses, and I just know that they're going to do an excellent job and represent their country and their business very well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deborah. Well, with that said,
thank you.
Before we leave, stick around for a minute because we have a video that's about to come up. But before we play that video, if you want to know more about the Nehemiah Project and how we can come alongside you, provide you with training, coaching, access to capital, just go to our website, nehemiahecommunity.com, nehemiahecommunity.com. There you can learn, get more information about how you can join our community so that we can transform the world together. And then, of course, there you can also learn how to sign up for Nehemiah Week. And we'll love to see you at Nehemiah Week this year. And let me tell you why we would love to see you, because you better watch a video that will really inspire and encourage you as to why you should join. But before we do that, let me leave you with these words. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord enable you to steward those talents and gifts that He's placed on the inside of you, and steward them in such a way that one day you can hear those wonderful words. Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. Guess what? He's not going to make you rule over much. God bless you. Do not leave yet. Watch this video. Thank you so much. Nehemiah Week is an annual event designed to equip entrepreneurs and leaders from around the world to inspire and to honor marketplace leaders for their accomplishments and what they're doing to model Christ in the marketplace.
God is doing incredible things at Nehemiah Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, God has called us to be a light for Him, to be an example for Him, to be a model for Him, so that as others see us, not hear us, but see us, they can see a model of Christ.
Yeah, each year at Nehemiah Week, we gather the nations.
Our vision is to transform the marketplace with the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ, one entrepreneur at a time.
We have learned to do business in a godly way. I will actually spread this to our church as well.
Through the course of Nehemiah Week includes information around principles of biblical entrepreneurship, so really looking at biblical economics.
What we've learned this week is about training. Nehemiah Project is about training and then coaching and then accessing capital.
Nehemiah gave me a godly vision. Really impacts the way that I see doing business.
Nehemiah Week not only gives birth to new ideas, it connects us with resources and relationships that makes them possible.
So what we want to do is not just affect here in the U.S. We want to take this curriculum all over the world.
Whatever it is, the question is, what impact will this have on others?
It's something that's going to change lives. So I'm ready to use whatever I have for the benefit of the kingdom of God.
I believe that the nations are going to shake because of this week. Biblical entrepreneurship takes a stand to say we are going to be witnesses for Jesus Christ in the marketplace.